Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out Lunnye Devitsy by developer Boss Baddie. That's the developer of Really Big Sky. You may recognize I actually covered that one quite a while back. From what I can tell, this game is a free-range platformer, like free roam rather I should say, sort of in the style of Knit or Knit, depending on who you are and what side of the pronunciation controversy you might be on. It's a very atmospheric game, and it tells the story of an alien who has found himself displaced from his home on the moon, and there's our title card, of course, as we fall down to Earth. Of course, I do have to make the obvious comparison here. Our main hero or protagonist or whoever we're calling him seems to give the vibe of the character from Limbo a little bit, which is not a bad thing in any way. It just sort of struck me as a similarity. So I have no idea what to do about this game. I have not really seen or heard much of anything about it before. This is totally new to me, but I do know that we will be exploring a very vast atmospheric world, and we will be seeing what kind of secrets it may hold. So some sort of a little box I was able to go in over there. There's a bridge, it looks like, over here, and it looks like a couple of keys showing up on the ground below me. I'm not sure what the point of them are, but I don't want to press left bumper because I tried that in the past and it's actually just giving me a bunch of screenshots. Let's try and go down here, see if there's anything fun going on. Lovely music, lovely graphical presentation. The developer that I mentioned, actually, Boss Baddie, they're a really good developer. I really have enjoyed pretty much everything I've seen from them. So I had high hopes for this one, and I have a feeling I will not be at all disappointed. A good amount of diversity already in the visuals here. Between this checkerboard background, we've got some like lens flares going on these little plants. There's water, we've got flowing water, we've got all kinds of different lighting effects and filters happening over the screen. Really kind of a hazy presentation, and actually I think it suits it quite well. I definitely feel like we're in a bit of a dreamy place right now. I can make it over that. Can I swim? Yep, I can actually. So it appears to be that our main character here can actually do a little bit of jumping and a little bit of swimming already, even though we've only just begun. And I'm not sure where, if anywhere, we're supposed to be headed. There doesn't seem to be any hand-holding, which is, I find to be generally a positive trait. I don't know if everyone agrees with me, but when we're looking at a game like this that's more about creativity and exploration, the hand-holding, it can be nice at times when things don't make a lot of sense, if they're too surreal or abstract. So far, I don't think there's anything particularly surreal about this other than, you know, just the visual style. It's pretty straightforward. Here's a landscape. Let's wander around and see what we can find. So that is indeed what I'm going to be doing, and I believe I'm now going in circles. What's up with this little mound here? Can we do anything with that? Nope. We can go over here, though, on the left. Oh, what is this? Okay, I got some sort of a little power-up or something. It doesn't seem to do anything from what I can tell, so we'll figure that out later. It reminds me a little bit of the beginning of Boy and His Blob, if you remember the old Nintendo game, and also they made a sequel for the Game Boy. And I think one of the cool things about Boy and His Blob that I think was really underappreciated was at the time there weren't a lot of games, other than like Super Pitfall, that just let you wander freely, and that was exactly what you could do at the beginning of that game. There was basically no hand-holding, or very little, if I remember, and you were to figure out what the jelly beans did on your own. And not like they were particularly complicated, but you didn't know the breadth of exactly what it is that you could experience in that game. I don't think I can make that jump, actually. And hopefully I haven't already gotten myself stuck in a position where I'm not going to be able to get out. But yeah, again, about Boy and His Blob, I mean, you'd find yourself in this underground cavernous zone that seemed to go on for quite a while. And there was a variety of puzzles to be solved there, and I can't climb up waterfalls, so before you ask. But a lot of the underground areas were actually not necessary. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit of a secret, I suppose. And I've come out the other side of the water down here. It doesn't seem to be transferring to this little air pocket for some reason. So we've picked up, I think that was like a little moon shape. Maybe we're going to assemble the cast of the Lucky Charms marshmallows. You never know. Alright, so we found our way back up. I find the presentation very charming, actually. I quite like it. Just going to keep moving around to our left, see if there's any other secrets that we might be able to find. I'm told there are a variety of dead ends in this that you may find yourself frustrated by at the moment, but if you take your time and look around, that things will start to present themselves, and I definitely like that style of gameplay. Alright, so we definitely can't make it up there. Okay, now I'm saving screenshots again. It's put a big press X button there on the side. I mean, I see it. But what is X going to do for me? Other than X going to give it to you. Looks like... No? Okay, I thought it was allowing me to dash, but that doesn't seem to be the case, unless dashing is toggled. I don't seem to be able to make my way up this cubby. Not really sure what to do now. I keep... Oh, wait a minute. Wait, how does dashing work? So we start out walking, and then I can tap X, and that's going to give me the ability to run real fast. But, will that give me the ability to jump real high? That's the question. So it's more of a toggle than a hold function, as far as I can tell. And either way, it doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to jump up that. Right? Even if I'm going full speed. No, it doesn't seem that way. Still good to know that I have it. There's got to be another way up here that I haven't found yet. Have I explored over here yet? I don't know that I have, actually. I usually just come right back out and immediately fall down again. So maybe I'm looking for an artifact that I haven't quite found yet. That was the case with Knit. There were a variety of artifacts hidden in various parts, and there was like a little bit of a radar to tell you maybe where some of those were. It doesn't seem to be the case yet. I don't know, maybe that's something that we can get later on. Oh, and I can just hold down and jump to keep rising in the water. Is there a way to get up higher, though? See, I jumped myself into this pit, and you know what? That's going to allow me to cross that expanse right there. So now we've traversed into a new area. Good to know. Alright, so we're now at a position where there are lots of trees moving in the wind. Was that a place I could go down into? No. Just looked like it was for a moment. Really like these ethereal sunspots going on in the background. There's different varieties of lighting effects. We've got this, whatever this is, and this little pod over here. It's all very lovely, and the fact that the trees are all moving, some of the grass is even moving, although it is following largely the same animation cycle, but that's not too big of a deal. Alright, what happens if we fall down over here? Thankfully no falling damage, otherwise we would have already found ourselves doomed a few times. There doesn't appear to be any combat of any variety in this game, and I'm wondering if you can even die. This is quite beautiful. I think I may have just fallen into some lava, but I really, really like the color scheme going on here. This magenta meets purple meets this hazy red, crimson variety, orange. It's all these different color palettes have come together rather nicely, and the glow on it is quite spectacular, I think, as it complements the rest of those shades. I can't seem to make my way up this, huh? I guess I was very close, but no cigar. Alright, so I guess we will see what we can do. I feel like maybe I was supposed to run, you know, get a good run up, but I can't really do that. There's not enough room for me to get a run up. Alright, so let's head back over to the left. There's got to be a new path for us to find over here somewhere. Oh, is this... Yep, okay. It's pretty well hidden, but there is this little edge that we can stand on. I wonder if I get a little bit of a run, maybe I can head up higher? Doesn't feel like it, actually. I'm trying my best to jump as high as I can. It's not happening. It's not happening. Alright, so let's head back to the left then. What is this? Oh! I got double jump! Well, that's glorious news. I didn't have that just a moment ago, so I guess a whole new world of exploration has just opened up to us. I'm not used to getting double jumps in games this early, so I will make the best use of it that I can. So I should be able to actually get to a whole pile of new areas now. So I suppose then that gives this some Metroidvania qualities, which is something I absolutely love. Oh, is this a bokeh effect? Always lovely, too. I don't see that in nearly enough games, actually. That's just when you see those, like a hexagonal sunspot appears. Okay, this is just where we would have ended up anyway had I gone the other direction. Interesting geometrical landscaping features. I'm not sure what's up, like why do we have all these squared off rock bits, but it's kind of a cool look. It almost made me think we were wandering through like a mechanical construction for a second. Maybe those were gears or something. Gears of what? Probably not Gears of War. This seems like a pretty peaceful place to live. A lot of water flowing, a lot of calm noises. Okay, whoa, what is this? We've got credits scribbled up here in places we're not supposed to get to? I don't know if that's the case. But if it was, I do always enjoy that. I kind of feel like, what am I playing? It feels like a little bit like Jumper or something, the way his double jump works. There we go. And what's going on up here? It seems to be getting darker almost, or there's an interesting sort of a filter going on the screen. Not sure why, but it looks nice. Alright, so this is actually, we found our way back up to the top. And now we can head over here into the forest, jungle-y type area. And we've got enough oomph now in our jump to make our way all the way back up to the topmost land feature. It's very pretty up here, actually. And there's little embers coming off the flames. Everything seems like it's very alive and visceral, which in a game like this, which it largely is capitalizing on the graphical aesthetic of things to give you a sense of where you are, what you're doing, your purpose, your sense of progression, why you'd want to even be here in the first place. I think it's mostly to absorb the beautiful art, as well as do some exploring, and I'm totally cool with that, especially when the moon is hanging off a string, or is that the sun? I don't know. Oh, what is this? We got a creature? Oh, scary creature. Seems to get very upset at me when I get close to him. Did he just, like, roared at me and died or something? So they're good for, like, one angry moment, and then they, like, go back to bed? Oh, okay, I jumped over him. Get another moon there. Oh, it probably goes without saying if you didn't know, like, I have no idea what the title means. So feel free to translate that for me. I'm not even sure if I pronounced it remotely correctly. Hopefully it wasn't too far off, because I hate embarrassing myself with strange foreign pronunciations. I don't know what language that even sounds like to me. But I do get the fact that Lunnye, or Lunnye, however you say it, sounds like Luna, which obviously moon seems like a factor here. So we've gotten pretty far away from the beaten path, as it appears, and we are now, like, well off into the depths of this mountain. We're discovering fossilizations and more seed pods and bridges, some particulate snow matter up in the sky here. The hazy quality of this game is just, it's absolutely quite pretty. I really do enjoy it. A lot of times you would want something to be really clear and really, you know, in your face and visceral and, well, I used visceral in a different way a minute before, but this is, it's hazy in an ethereal, ghostly quality, and I think it actually complements you know, everything's, it's very hazy. I mean, that's really the word I keep coming back to here. I hate to just stumble on that word, but I really do think that's pretty much where we're going with that. Everything's got this very dreamy quality to it. And although I do like my graphics sharp at times, I think this is one of those times when you get away with it being quite the opposite. So we've got some sort of a mechanism here, and I'm pretty sure it's supposed to deal with these guys in some way, because, I don't know, they're bothering us, I guess. And we've got this control mechanism here, and then we've got this little pressure plate here which we can stamp down on, and I'm going to guess that's either providing power to it or activating it. I have the sound down quite a ways in my headphones, so I probably can't hear it. Maybe it's actually blasting sound out right now. Let's jump over here and see if there's anything to the right. I want to see where the adventure will take us. Oh, look at the beautiful transition and gradation. Oh man, we've fallen into a whole, like, desert world over here. Clearly looks to be quite a vast experience, and I'm not sure anything to say about, like, the length of this experience at all. But from what I can tell, it looks like there's quite a bit to explore and look around through. This is a game that's available on Steam, by the way. When I picked it up, it was part of a bundle, so I got it for just a couple dollars, but I don't think it's particularly expensive, even at full price. Okay, I think we may have reached the edge of the world here, yeah, because the wind is now so strong that it's pulling us back in this direction. So that is a little bit of an artificial way to manipulate your character, but eventually you're going to reach a point where you got to do something about it. Otherwise, you know, the player's just going to continue on forever. And unless you're talking about Minecraft, where it can pretty much infinitely generate, and although I know there are limits to it, but for the most part, for all intents and purposes, it generates landscape about as far as you should imagine needing to generate landscape. Oh, we've got another moon down here. And I don't mean for this to turn into any kind of like a tutorial or a walkthrough or anything, but I also kind of hate spoiling stuff. But at the same time, I think there's probably enough to this game that the little bit that I'm exposing of it should not be too problematic. But I think we're reaching a point where you probably should get a good idea of what to expect out of this. And there's a whole chunk more to explore over on the left, as well as I have no idea how deep this rabbit hole is going to go. But if I were to guess, I have a feeling we have a long way yet. I'm told there are puzzles of sorts, there are different things we can interact with, although probably not confrontationally. And I'm going to assume that that little ball hanging off of our character is to illustrate the wind patterns. Is that what you would guess as well? I don't know, it makes for a nice little trailing object, sort of in the same vein as like what they did with Journey, where you had that scarf, and that was, I mean, it was largely to give the character more character, and also illustrated, oh, there we go, a little bonus, also illustrated the amount of, what was it, progression you had made, secrets you'd found or something, or how many wisps you'd found. I actually don't remember, it's been a while since I played Journey now. But there was something that it was denoting to do with your progress, because you would meet other ghostly people, wisp-like desert wanderer, nomad people, and they would have longer scarves than you sometimes, and I think that meant that they were further in the game for one reason or another. Did I mess with this guy? Oh yeah, okay, as long as I jump past him, he doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. I like these Harlequin patterns going on in the background, too, and the fact that some of them are punched out. There is a suggested parallaxing thing going on with the starry background. And then we traverse into Snowland again, so we've made our way back, I believe, to the very first area that we've started out in. I think probably a reasonably okay place to bring the episode to a close. Hopefully you get the point. Definitely very cool, super highly recommended. And if you guys are out for some sort of a, you know, exploratory, freeform adventure platformer, this seems like something you could do a lot worse. Honestly, I have no qualms in recommending this one to you guys to check out. And I would love to hear your opinions, so if you guys want to let me know what you think about this one, or if you've played this in the past and you have an opinion about how it goes, you know, keep away from spoilers if possible, because this does seem like the type of game that spoilers would definitely mess with too much. But feel free to let me know your opinions in the comments below, as well as anything in general about the series, any, you know, recommendations, suggestions, and such, or any questions you have are always welcome as well. But I will give us the quick wrap-up, so if you want to check out this game, link is going to be right in the description of this video, so feel free to go grab it. It's just a few bucks. Oh, I think we found a rocket. Oh, geez, I'm a totally invincible alien. I can just step right into the giant fire blast. Okay, I've reached the bottom of the world, and actually that does reset me up to the top. So now maybe you have a little sense of scale as to what there is to explore here, but it does seem pretty big. And there's all sorts of artifacts for us to come across, and it looks like I've just gotten another one here. But yeah, again, so check out this game. Link's going to be in the description. All my social media links are also going to be in the description, so feel free to look through there. There are plenty of things to peruse. My Twitter, my Facebook, all of those different places are all free for you to go check out. And the most important of them, I have no idea what this dude is, a little deer or an alpaca or something hanging out. Very cool, though. But the most important thing is if you want to check out the website, which is indie-impressions.com. I have all the old episodes in the archives, over 450 of them, and counting by the day. Please give us a visit. I'd be happy to have you over there. So I do a new episode every single day, so hopefully you guys will come back and check me out again tomorrow. And I guess that will do it for today's episode. So thanks for hanging out, and I look forward to seeing you again then. So have a lovely night. Talk to you later.